We're here, folks. Bear with me. Boomerang. Hello, everybody. Today it's Wednesday, March the 26th, in the year of our Lord, 2025. I am Brune, and I trust you are all doing very well today. Big announcements today. I think you saw the incredibly long, God, it was long. It was like pulling teeth, the Marvel announcement. Anyway, should we get some guests on? Let's do it. Okay, so yes, Bruno. First up, he's back, folks. It is Istaphobos.
Oh, hey, everybody. Thank you, Brown, for having me on.
How you doing?
I've never been first before. Wow.
Never finish first. Never, I don't know. You well, my friend?
Well, it's good to be here. And
I'll say yes. Okay. Shall we get the next guest on? I think we should.
Yes, please do.
Okay. Next up, deeply of Sir Melvin Shire.
Sir Melvin.
Hey. All right, Melvin.
Wonderful.
You all right? Are you, let me guess, shocking?
I'm shockingly good.
You are,
honestly, you should distill my blood to make you happy.
Even happy with the remake of Escape from New York?
With Cynthia Elvira as Rat Pliskin. Yes. Because I'm a happy individual. Hello, chat. What do you got to say for yourselves? Apologize.
Melvin,
apologize.
Shockingly.
You hear me? You know who you are. Oh, you know who you are. Apologize.
Okay. It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the last peep on?
Nah, I know who it is. I don't think we should bother.
Yeah, let's leave him. I'll give a clue, everybody.
We need to find a way to give John Carpenter the rights back to that movie. Maybe a Kickstarter or something.
Oh, he doesn't own them anymore, does he?
No, that's why. He wouldn't have done that to Snake. He wouldn't gender swap.
It was even suggested getting a elder Snake Plissken back because he could do it.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Russell's the man.
Kurt Russell's 74. He's too old for that. They had the time for sequels and they didn't do it. So, yeah, leave it. It's fine.
Right, okay.
It's fine not to make sequels. Not everything needs a sequel, I think.
Speaking of 74, shall we get him on?
Go on then.
Yeah, you could run for president on that platform, Melvin. Not everything needs a sequel.
There you go. That's the biggest clue we can give you.
Yes, it is shit.
Right.
Yeah. It's a shame, really, that Carpenter hasn't got the rights to it because, yeah, they're going to fuck around with it. But, that's what Hollywood does. And then when they don't make any money, they call the fans all the
bigots and all that shit.
Yeah, so just let them do their thing, innit, and just not bother with it.
Yeah, gee, I wonder how I got my name.
Well, here and my couple of years of being around like this YouTube community, let's be honest, most of us are bigots towards something, right? We're all a little bit bigoted.
We're human,
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I'm
racist to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, now I know that if you're a woman and I know you went to college, I'm definitely going to keep my distance there.
Good evening, chat. We can see Arch Colin Ranch. Hold on. Are they actually remaking Escape from LA?
No, just the first one. Do you know, have you ever heard of a film called He Never Died? People on the panel.
Is that the one with...
Is that the Henry Rollins?
When he's a vampire.
Yeah, he's a vampire, right. So basically, they make. Do you know they made a sequel to that?
Oh, no.
Without the main star. And guess who they replaced him with? A black gay woman. And I kid you not.
I've actually seen that movie.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I've seen it even.
I've nothing against gay women, or even black gay women, as long as they're hot. If it's the hot kind of lesbians you used to get on the Howard Stern show.
Afraid not, Melvin.
These big rugby playing lesbians. I don't
like them. Afraid not, Melvin. Afraid not.
Scare me.
And I need to let Drew Gordon know that I've actually lived in China and I am a former fluent Chinese speaker. I'm rusty, but I
Really?
still speak it. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Give us a blast.
我会讲国语.
What does that mean?
I can speak Chinese.
Ooh.
Damn. That's very, very... Is it a difficult language to learn? I assume it is.
Yeah, I think people who play music have a little easier time with it. So I've been, you know.
I know how to speak gibberish. So
I'm fluent in talking bollocks. And on. As Father Ted says, the Chinese are a great bunch of lads.
Well,
you're racist now, Father.
I did have a couple of Chinese girlfriends, so I mean, I still may be misogynist and racist against the Chinese. So, yeah.
Good to know. Write it down.
I think all this stuff that's happening in the world is basically trying to separate us. That's what it's trying to do. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we shouldn't play the game, really. We should just, respect everybody's views and try and live our own lives.
I don't think we should respect everybody's views. I think everybody should get fucking real.
Ni hao, Gavin.
Here's my view. I've said this a lot of times before, right? Here's what happens. See all this stuff on the news. The Chinese hate you. Everybody hates you, right? All this on the news is to keep you divided because our rulers are criminals and they don't want you looking at them. They want the people divided and at each other's throats so they can do what they want. So you're not bothering them.
Yeah,
that's why they don't like free speech. That's why they don't like social media letting you say what you want because the truth gets out then. They want to show you stuff on the news that's going to make 50% of the population angry with the other 50%. That's what they want.
Yep. It's obvious. So if you don't play the game, hopefully the more people that wake up, the better there is for the world, in my opinion.
Everybody needs to just get real, turn off the TV, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Having been all over Asia, nobody is more racist than Asians against other Asians. It's really ironic. People here would say they can't even tell the difference, but like if you called a Korean person Chinese, they have grounds to attack you.
Yeah.
And Gavin says hello to me, ni hao. So right back at you, Gavin.
Right.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Are we? Do you want a free riff for a while, or
about what?
Anything?
Daredevil.
Or shall we go straight into some? There is a small presentation.
What are you presenting?
A small presentation. Small slide show.
I bet it'll be more exciting than Marvel's was today.
Oh my God!
Almighty. What a load of rubbish, eh?
Oh, that was so gay.
You know what? Right? They're bringing back Patrick Stewart. How are they going to wheel him in or something? I mean,
I love you.
He's so old. It's becoming a joke now. Anytime he acts, you can tell. You just wish he doesn't fall over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's horrible, but the man looks like he's on borrowed time, and that's him. Like in front of the camera with the makeup on his meds and everything, where he's never going to look better. Imagine what it looks like first thing in the morning. The man should just be allowed to retire and sit in his garden for a while because
why is he
he's got nothing left.
It can't be the money because he's got all of it.
Well, actors want to work, don't they?
Yeah, I don't think actors really retire because it's not exactly the hardest job in the world. Once you've made it, it's not the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, I think Manuel Grell just said swan la tong, sweet and sour chicken.
No, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, the people that they're rolling out, it makes no sense. For instance, if we're following the 20th Century Fox X-Men, most of them are dead. So why are they rolling them out? It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. What if there's not even female anymore? It's amazing how it goes. And
Famke
Janssen, Famke Janssen turned into an alien about 5 facelifts in. It's a revolting state.
I've got a question for you, Ian. Got a question.
What's that?
Ashen Prism. Hello, my friend Wrench, by the way. Mega, did you appreciate the director movie chairs? Do you have those on your set?
When I directed Bad Day, we all had one, but nobody, you sit in it for a while, but because you're working, you never really sit in it, tell you the truth. They were mostly for the actors, But I never really sit on it because I'm always working. But yeah, I do like directors' chairs. They're really comfy. I fell asleep in one of them once because I was so tired. But yeah,
Was that when you was directing?
well, yeah, when I was doing
your own
Bad
film?
Day. No, it was Killing Zone. When I was doing a Killing Zone, we were working till 4 a.m, and then I had to get up at 9 because it was my first movie, and nobody knew what they were doing. so there you go.
Still don't know what you're doing, though, do you?
More or less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Miss. I have a UK question because of what Melvin said. Is the epidemic of plastic surgery, is it the same over in Britain?
No.
Okay.
No. It's catching on though among poor people. You see a lot of young girls with the bee stung lips. They look like freaks.
And the Brazilian bottoms.
It's not that, Melv, right? I have a friend that she had Botox onto her face. Ooh. And you can tell she's had it. You know, I don't understand why girls have Botox, because immediately when they have it, you can tell because it just pulls their muscle, and you can see that it doesn't look natural at all. I just don't understand why they insist in doing it to themselves.
Honestly, you see them walking around here, and it's just young girls. I would say definitely like under 20, and they look like they've had a stiff punch in the mouth.
The
lips are just sticking out there like freaky.
Well, where you live, they probably have.
Well, some of them probably have, but I mean, I can tell the difference, because the ones that actually have had a stiff jab have usually got like a cut and some stitches and a blood stain and a missing teeth.
They've obviously got tattoos as well.
Yeah, I was thinking amongst the older people where they don't even look like the same human, but like Judi Dench doesn't look like she's had a thing.
No, she hasn't had anything,
and she looks great.
Yeah,
among normal people around here, the older generation don't do it, but the young girls do.
Archcolin wrenched. Isn't Botox actually poisonous? Yes, very.
Yeah, it's botulism.
Paralyzes the muscle.
So basically, who's that girl that was in Harry Met Sally?
Oh, Meg Ryan. I was just going to bring her.
Meg Ryan,
unrecognizable.
She was gorgeous when she was younger, and I used to fancy her on. And then one day I saw a picture of her. She looked like recently, and I was like, "Why? Why couldn't she have grown old gracefully? Why did she do that to herself? It's horrible."
Well,
there you go.
Norma the Navi there, Leslie Ash.
One for the Brits.
Yeah. She looked a bit like Meg Ryan, and then she went and got her face destroyed.
Yes, absolutely.
And she looked like Meg Ryan again, like the Jack Nicholson in Batman.
Oh, and Danny Elfman's sister-in-law, she was on a show. She played some hippie chick married to a uptight stock guy.
All right, Jenna Elfman.
Yeah, she looks frightening. She looks like Joan Rivers. I guess they all have the same template or something.
Yeah.
That's
Rodney, Tara Reid.
Do you know who did have something done to their face but looked okay? Was that woman in the X Factor that was married to that crazy rocker?
Oh yeah, hold on.
I can't remember her name.
Heather Thomas.
Heather Locklear.
Locklear.
No, the Brit, the Brit X Factor. What was her name again? She was married to
Anne Robinson.
No,
Anne Robinson got locked on her face.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. But she was married to that crazy. Oh my God, I'm so useless with names.
Which program now? Go on.
X Factor. She used to be in panel.
Sharon Osbourne.
That's it, Sharon Osbourne.
Thank you.
She didn't look too bad.
She
got a good job.
She's got mental now.
She looks like a mummy that took advantage.
Now she does. Before she got more, didn't she? But when she first got it, she looked okay. It was like done properly.
Nicole Kidman.
Bob.
Oh my God! You can tell
Smith.
Nicole Kidman's got something.
9866. Hello, Bob. You know who's not had surgery? Haley Atwell. Wow. Melvin, it's more your fault.
It's because the surgeons are too scared to touch her. Too scared to go near. Let me tell you something, right? Let me have another.
Here we go.
I'll tell you. You know something. See, when you see a fit bod, right, and you go, that is a good looking bod. She is sexy, right? That is one sexy girl, right?
Yeah.
See, when you look at Haley Atwell, when you got to say, wow, you look really sturdy in that outfit. You should be saying sexy, not sturdy. Haley Atwell is sturdy, and you're getting your S words mixed up.
Melv, who was the last actress you saw that you thought was freaking awesome? looking wise, and had
what was
the sexy.
Do you know? See the bird who plays Daredevil's girlfriend, the psychiatrist in this new show.
Yeah, you said she was the the witch out of.
You think she's good looking? Do you reckon she's got a sexy factor? She got a sexy factor, Melv.
Oh yeah,
well Google her and see what she looked like 10 years ago.
Oh, 10 years ago.
See what she looked like 10 years ago.
Anna de Anis
she's 45 now.
Good.
She's 45 now. She's not at her best.
Is she German?
That's the last one.
No.
Bella Ramsey. That's more yours, isn't it?
I'll always say this. For me, when I was a kid, it was always Linda Carter and Lindsay Wagner for me when I was a kid. I used to go crazy over those two. But that's just
at the same time.
Yeah, of course. I had posters on my wall.
Was it like a mental threesome?
No, I'm just saying. I had posters on my wall of Wonder Woman and Bionic Woman. I had them on my wall. I used to fancy them rotten, and I thought they both had the sex factor. But that's just me. But
yeah. Isa Gonzalez, the girl that was the runner-up to play Rey in the Star Wars sequels, she is smoking.
Right. And what's her face?
What's her face?
Give me a second. I can't remember her name. She was in.
What's
that? Sex Underground with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, there were a couple in there.
The South American one.
Yvonne Strahovski.
Yeah, she's lovely.
When she was in 24.
Yeah, she's a lot older in 24, but when she was in Chuck, she was absolutely.
Oh yeah, she was the Jill.
Adria Arona is
Adria Arjona. Arjona. I don't know how you pronounce it.
We never got around to doing hot actresses.
Out of this world.
We'll do it eventually. We'll do it eventually.
I definitely volunteer for that panel.
Today, I can't think of anyone that actually makes me go, yeah, she's gorgeous. I really can't. Not even Gal Gadot. I think there's something about Gal Gadot that's got the missing X Factor thing, in my opinion.
Gal Gadot and the first Wonder Woman, but not now.
Ana de Armas was the last one that I think really blew my socks off.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's lovely. It's a shame that she doesn't explore more loveliness.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, that was.
She was all right back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, she was.
See, this is what I like. Sword in the Storm, Wrenched. This is why Sword's Wrenched. I just can't bring myself to objectify modern women.
Do you know what? Right. Listen to me, Sword in the Stone. That's bollocks, right? What we're doing is we're basically saying how good look. We're giving them compliments. Don't give me this shit about objecting women.
He's joking.
I know he's joking. But I'm just saying, right? It's really hard these days to give a woman a compliment because people just take it the wrong way.
Yeah, you get done for being whatever. Yeah. Echo Chamberlain Wrenched. Margaret Qualley?
Oh, see, she doesn't do it for me. Her mother is much prettier.
You go, Obi-Wan Darth. Yeah, Glynis.
She was lovely when she was in Dempsey and Makepeace. Oh my God. She was absolutely gorgeous. That was the only reason why I watched that show.
Mr. Brown, in I don't know how you say that.
Yeah.
He's asking if I can say the C word in Chinese. Like, presumably live.
It'll pick it up, won't it? I don't know. Probably. Better not. You can type it in the doodah, but...
Oh. Yeah, the thing is, half the people are using Taiwanese Chinese in the chat, and the other are using mainland Chinese, and the written language is not the same.
Yeah, amateurs. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, chat, amateurs. Come on.
Don't you know the difference between Cantonese and Mandarin? I mean, seriously.
What about Marissa Tomei?
You think you know somebody?
Very professionally and very good. Thank you.
Back in the day.
Yeah, she was lovely back in the day. Absolutely gorgeous.
Who was the woman you just brought up? Glynis what?
Barber.
I don't think I know her.
She was in a TV show over here called Dempsey and Makepeace.
Basically, and Blake 7 as well.
So basically it's about this Chicago cop that
New
basically
York.
kills. So New York, sorry, killed one of the mafia, and so they had to put him in hiding. So they sent him to England.
London.
So yeah, so he works for the British police force, and he brings his American thing with him, and then he's teamed up with this really gorgeous British girl called. She was Makepeace, weren't she?
Classic
Makepeace,
80s
It
English
was
TV.
it was a load of shit because he was running around London with a 44 Magnum.
Yeah,
but it was great though, wasn't it? It was great though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
She's South African,
Yeah.
actually.
It was a massive hit as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge.
You know, I would never disagree with Echo Chamberlain, right? You know, I would never do that, right?
But,
however, I just googled Margaret Qualley.
Is she a munter?
And she looks like roadkill.
No.
You know that's Andy McDowell. Do you know, Melvin, that's Andy McDowell's daughter?
Well, you know, Andy McDowell was okay back in the day, but
I thought she
was never a beauty.
There you go. Arch Colin mentioned. And Dempsey and Makepeace are married. So that's
they're still married.
Michael Brand. Was it Michael Brandon?
Brandon, yeah.
American, genuine.
Yeah.
They're
she said she didn't like him at first. She said she just thought he was an arsehole when
Karen
she first met him.
still looks pretty good.
Oh yeah. When she debuted with that little cop outfit on Doctor Who. I forgot my age. I thought I was 20.
I can picture her in a Leah Slave Girl.
You know, Norman the Navy, Ali McGraw, yes.
You know, when she debuted in Doctor Who, she had that little short skirt. Now we've got a black gay guy that debuted as Doctor Who in a short skirt. So there you go.
Yeah.
Times changed.
Okay.
The good old days.
Did you see the trailer and posters this week? They're doing new trailers for Dr. Watt.
No, because I know. That's not Doctor Who. That's one I'm not interested. It's not Doctor Who.
Actually, that's the hashtag that's trending, not Doctor Who.
It's not Doctor Who. Basically, it's Russell T's wet dream. Gay wet dream. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I have no interest in that shit at all. You can keep it.
Don't want to see a picture of it. Don't want to hear the guy's name again.
That's
he
right.
had a captive audience waiting and he just fucking blew it, literally, didn't he?
You can see the same for all of today's stuff, be it Disney or Marvel or Star Wars or anything. They had something there and all they had to do was not ruin it. But they ruined it.
Yep.
I don't want to make accusations or anything, but Russell Davies, well, he's the kind of guy, if I saw him on the playground, I wouldn't let my kid get within 100 feet.
Allegedly, by the way. Z3PO, wrenched, we'll spot low Z. Dr.
Q.
It really does. Do you know what? No joke aside, every time I see a picture of Doctor Who, especially this version, it disgusts me. It really does, to my stomach, what they've done to that great show. And again, right, everybody knows I've said this thousands of times, right? It's this problem is far bigger than just TV shows. They're trying to definitely make everybody they want to normalize all this crap. That's what they want to do in society.
They're like the Chinese and the Iraqis and things. They hate your freedom.
Well, whenever I see a picture of Ncuti Gatwa, I have this visceral reaction. I just want to reach out and punch.
Yeah,
Lunda
like
Roland.
PTSD.
Hey there, Easter's next month. Any plans?
Yeah.
Don't know about Easter. Possibly something happening May. Possibly.
But I just have my family come round and destroy my house, and then they go eat all my Easter eggs and go home. That's what my family normally does every Easter. So.
Yeah. That's my Easter plan. I got to spend time with Mega Geek's family.
Well,
I think
if you could fit in the house, so many of us.
It looks like eggs will actually be affordable again for this Easter because they keep going down.
Yeah.
Well, the chocolate eggs are cheaper than the real ones now.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, here's how we're going to do this, Mega Geek. Right, we're real men, right? We're real men. We'll make the women stand outside, and we'll stay inside and eat all the Easter eggs. Because that's what real men do.
Talking about real men, I was listening to Michael Caine today. He was on YouTube talking about acting, and somebody asked him, about that scene in Batman, and he said, yes, Alfred was really happy to see Batman finally happy with his girlfriend, and he wanted to cry, but he says that the reason why he doesn't really cry and have tears on screen is because men do not want to cry. No matter what happens, they fight the urge not to cry, and that's how he performs it. And it's true, we do fight the urge because that's just natural for us.
Real men don't cry. I've said it so many times. Real men don't cry.
You told me when you got your tax bill, you cried.
Is that meant to be a joke, Ian?
Listen, I won't.
It's true though.
No, it's not. What are you talking about?
Come on, you must have when you got the tax bill, you must have welled up a bit.
I cried when my dad died, but every other time when something bad happens to me,
my mother died.
You hold it back, don't you? It's just natural as a man to hold it back. And what Michael Caine was saying, every time he needs to cry on screen, that's what he does. He holds it back, and it gives out a performance that's true.
Nice.
Instead of seeing people on screen, men on screen crying with tears coming out their eyes, it's somehow inside of you feel that's wrong, and it is wrong because men are not like that.
Yeah, and I got news for you. Women want to know that their man can cry once, but they don't want to see you keep doing that shit.
No, exactly.
Like they want to catch you one time shedding a tear or two. But if you make it a habit, she's out of there. They do not want to
absolutely absurd. You cry in front of your wife or on her shoulder, bye bye butterfly.
Yeah, you're heading for divorce. She'll know that she's not got a real man at that point.
Are you allowed to do it once then, is what you're saying?
No,
well,
you're not allowed to do it ever. If you want me to respect you, you're not allowed
to.
Okay, question.
I feel like they want to make you want to make them work for it. I feel like once, but if you do it all the time, they're like, hey, I already have a pussy in this relationship. You don't need another.
I've got 3.
Well, one vagina is enough.
The point I'm trying to make is that, I mean, look, it's not bad if there's a man and he cries. That's fine. That's going to happen. But I can only talk personal experience. You know, I always try to hold it back when something really terrible happens. Do you know what I mean? But that's just my natural default. Do you know what I mean?
You ever see people talking like when they've seen a film and they go, I cried when this happened. I cried when that person
I've never cried in a film.
And that kind of film. Yeah.
Well, when common people saw Daisy Ridley in that French maid's outfit, he cried. He cried for days when he saw that.
Well, when I say like I watched Field of Dreams and I cried, I wasn't bawling, right? I get a little choke up. You know, maybe the eyes get watery, but that's it. You know, it's
but the thing is, your natural instinct is to hold it back. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what Michael Caine was saying.
Yeah, even alone.
Echo, do you want to come on? Echo Chamberlain wrenched after Mel's roadkill comments. I'm an inconsolable waterworks. I will learn how to read eventually.
Well, I wouldn't say roadkill per se, right? Just like a dead rabbit. It could have died anyway. Yeah. It didn't necessarily have to die on the road. It could have died at natural causes. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's understandable, Archer. Do you know what I mean? That's something. You know, I cried when my dad died. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But if you're talking about watching a movie or your girlfriend gives you harsh words, do you know what I mean? And you cry, then there's something up with you. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
Margaret Qualley is an Ohio 8, which makes her an LA 6. But if they really dole her up in Hollywood makeup, she can pass as a New York 8.
There you go. Yeah. Killed that one.
Well, I guess nobody. Nobody.
Boom. Have that.
Ohio is
That's why when I watch TV and I'm watching Daredevil and Daredevil's crying, it doesn't work with me. I'm like, why is he crying? Do you know what I mean? This guy can beat up crap.
This is desperation. There you go. Alex Ashkin wrench. Oh, Alex. Back to Nashooty. Damn.
Shooty cried.
Echo, are you coming on?
In every bloody episode of Doctor Who, apparently. I don't know. I know
Charlie Cox is crying because he read the script.
Melvin, could you send Echo an invite? And if he comes on, please.
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Anyway, we shall stop.
Okay, so that's a nice 30, that's a nice 30 minutes to ease ourselves in. Should we just do a quick super chat from the main man himself? Come on, people. Wrenched for £5.69.
P.
I watched Cleaner and the Cannonball Run. Damn. Which review do you want first?
I would say Cannibal Run.
Isn't that movie from the late 70s?
Yes,
Yeah, the Burt Reynolds.
It's funny,
it's good. Roger Moore's in that as well.
Yeah.
Is Roger Moore in
Yeah.
it?
No,
Roger Moore's in the first one. Yeah,
it's fantastic. But
Sent it.
Cheers, mate.
Cannibal Run's on Amazon.
Cannonball Run's a good movie, and so is Cannonball Run
It's a
2.
great
Good
movie. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
I tried to watch Cleaner. I couldn't even get like 15 minutes in. I was just like, this is just the intersectionality of it. It's like
fantastic. I just lapping it up. Okay, so which one do we read first then? Cleaner or
Cannonball
Cannonball?
Run.
Cannonball Run, peeps.
Come on, people. You can do it.
Okay. Are we going to wait for him, or shall we get some slides?
get some slides up, son. Get some slides up.
Cannonball Run, no spoil.
I just want to give people some life advice. If you're a man and you cry, you're actually a girl. You should go to a medical professional and get a second opinion. They'll give you a certificate and everything.
No, I mean there are in
You can,
in
you
my
can.
experience working in production, I have met male actors that they get frustrated because they can't do, or they forget a word, whatever, and they get really upset. But none of them cry. They get upset.
You didn't go up to them and say, "You're embarrassing me," did you?
But that was a woman.
Well, if you did that to me, I think I'd get quite.
Nah, you wouldn't cry. You wouldn't cry.
Don't know. I'm an emotional type of person, believe it or not. Under all this bullshit. But anyway, okay. Should we get some
slides up? Slides up, son. Get some slides up.
TBA number 60, folks. Number 60. 60.
60.
Please like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, leave a comment afterwards, folks, and press the thumbs up and all that.
Like button.
Yeah, tell YouTube you like this. Struggling with the algorithm at the moment.
Oh, gold.
So, Daredevil episode. It was a double header today, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
Yeah, twice as boring as usual.
Double header of Daredevil 5 and 6. Ista, do you want to go first, mate? We're doing spoilers, folks. Spoilers. So if you spoilers.
Oh, okay, I might exaggerate a little bit, but I swear, the episode 5 opened up. It was like 25 minutes of him getting a bank loan with Miss Marvel's dad. Like by the time it ended, I mean, I think it was actually close to 8 or 9 minutes, which feels like an eternity when, and I tried to count. There was so we get about 2 hours with both episodes, and there's only about 10 minutes of Daredevil in the entire 2 episodes. It's all about New York City politics, sanitation, municipal bonds and licensing and permits, and there was a fair amount of action, but I was still just excruciatingly bored. Not much in the entire first episode. It was just a bank robbery that was kind of it was like a 15-minute scene they stretched out to make the entire episode. Minutes, yeah. And it was kind of clever, but I mean, you knew what was happening right away. And then the Kingpin, he is just so, can I say pussy whipped? Am I?
Yeah, say it.
He's so pussy whipped. It's like, even when he's acting like a bad guy, it's like he has to get Vanessa's permission to be bad. The best fight scene actually was a Kingpin and not Daredevil's fight scene with the axe. Yeah, that was amusing, but and there's kind of a credulity problem. I just found myself like, I do really enjoy watching Charlie Cox's performance and Vincent D'Onofrio too. So, I mean, I was able to finish them. There are most shows I wouldn't even bother. But, it's not like, man, when I'm done watching a Reacher episode, I immediately want to go to the next one, man. It's just been really fun. And this show is not fun. Like, there's no heroism in it. There's no satisfying feeling. You don't have a payoff after each episode. And you can just see what was it? Captain Asian intersectional DEI hostage negotiator shows up. And the check boxes are just like slapping you in the face like a wet glove. It's like, I don't know. I might be snake bit now. But I've watched some older shows where, they have very diverse casting. Doesn't bother me because it was done organically and you can tell it's authentic. Like there's a Sherlock Holmes show. It was US. I don't even know if you got it in England, starring Johnny Lee Miller. It's called Elementary.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they have gender swaps. They've got trans people in there. It's everything. And you know what? It's a really good show. None of that bothers me at all.
Yeah.
But like when the hostage negotiator walks up, she's very unattractive.
Great Irish accent as well.
Yeah, and she's got just this girl boss attitude. Like I've seen a lot of films with hostage negotiators, and I've never seen them have an attitude like this woman has.
Yeah, and here's one. How many times when you've seen the hostage negotiator in a film or a TV show, how many times have they done that one, tell me a joke, where the guy holding the hostage says to the negotiator, tell me a joke? How many times, aside from every time? And then they do it again here. It's like no original ideas at all. Not even something as simple as that.
The main thing you want to do in real life is establish a rapport, and she never even tries to do it.
They seem very rushed.
Yeah, there's no verisimilitude to this show. Like most of the guys would be dead after they take beatings like they do in a show, and you understand there's a little bit of like superhumanness going on here. But how many times does a guy have to take a full kick to the face or a bow stick in the head until he's down? It's just like, yeah, after a while, it really knocks me out of there because in the original Daredevil, when a guy threw a punch, man, you really felt it and they would get tired. And in this show, it's like the bullets in the A-Team. Fired 2 million bullets and no one ever gets shot. And it's like they keep taking punch after punch. No one gets injured. I don't know. But really, the action scene compared to... They have too many cast members. They have the little, who's going to be the new White Tiger, the little niece, and the Ben Urich's daughter, and they're all getting screen time when, I want to see Daredevil. I don't want to see a show about municipal procedures in New York City for filling potholes and building a pier. They did have that guy from, the guy from, not Hawkman, what is it? Hawkeye. Her like stepfather or whatever. That guy played one of the rich guys at the banquet, the benefit.
Oh, Tony, what's his face? One out of Better Call Saul.
You think he's a bad guy, and he turns out, yeah. And he was good in it, but I just kept all these little subtle intrusions for the show to say, hey, we're part of the MCU, but nobody cares.
Not Tony Bennett, no.
I think he played Lala in Better Call Saul. Is the guy Lala? Is that his name?
Yeah. Salamanca.
And with all that, it's still the best one Disney has done, which is a very low bar, and it's not saying much. But, it's not a show. When shows I like, man, I want to look forward to them. I want to, it should be fun to watch. Like Hollywood has sucked the fun out of everything.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Melvin, do you want to go then?
Okay, I'm going to do my best mega geek impression here. It's shit.
You don't say.
Exactly as Istaphobos just said, the episode 5 is basically the whole episode is a bank job,
2 left,
which was just kind of pointless, and it was drawn out, and everybody was stupid, and it ended in a very silly way. Yeah, and it's like, really? And then I watched episode 6 after that, and mildly better, but 6 just seemed a lot better because 5 was so bad. And the whole thing, just everything in it is rubbish. It's just really, really bad writing. It is really poor writing. It's really poor storytelling, right? I don't know. Maybe the writing's okay, but the storytelling part of it, it's like, maybe they're stroking their T's and dotting their I's and things as they should, and using proper English. Maybe that's what they're doing. But
no, the writing
part of it is terrible. It's not interesting as a story. It's just it doesn't drag you in any way. It's not compelling in any way. It's drivel.
Yeah, the writing is not okay. As somebody who's done a lot of the dialogue is awful, and the story construction is very poor. And Sword in the Storm just said, yeah, there's a bad guy in there who should have been terrifying, but he wasn't. He was just boring.
Yeah, he needed to go in there and grab an old lady and shoot her in the face with his gun. That is, and just to show you, this man is bad. This man is bad. There can be no ambiguity here. It's not just some guy who's going to stand there and talk tough and do nothing, which is what he did for the whole episode.
Muse didn't have his powers at all.
That was later. That was episode 6. I was talking about the man in the bank.
Muse and Coldplay are boring.
He really should have been terrifying, though. I mean, he had everything he needed to be this creepy, scary dude, and I had no internal reaction when I saw him on screen, except, oh, here we go.
Anything else to add, Melvin?
You know that little girl, they're getting her ready to be in like the Young Avengers or something, right?
She's going to be white, little White Tiger 2.
Yeah, Tiger Cub. She's going to be on the front cover of Frosties.
Yeah, and she must be, 3.5 feet tall? Did you see her standing up?
With her hands up.
Charlie Cox is only 5'8", and she wasn't half of his height. It was just like, they're not going to pull that one off.
She was the one who had her blood drained.
Yeah, the one.
They tried, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's Ben Ulrich's. Oh, no. Wait, no, she's the, sorry, I mixed that up. BB is Ben Ulrich's niece or daughter. She was the niece of White Tiger. That's right.
And I know she's like an idiot child, right? But she goes down into the train station, the abandoned train station, looking for the serial killer who's killed 60 people, right? And it's like, what was her plan? She was going to walk down there and find them and do what? What was she going to do?
I'm going to tell Mom. I'm telling Mommy on you.
Yeah. It's like, I know, it's supposed to be like an idiot child. Children are not that stupid.
Well, that's what I mean about construction. None of the characters have the appropriate motivations or reactions to what happens. Like, if you tell somebody something, you sort of expect a response. And you can tell that it's not organic at all. They're just doing what's next in the script. So it's really not believable. And when you start thinking, who wrote this stuff instead of what's happening, you lose immersion.
How did Daredevil find him in 5 minutes?
Yeah, because he had her and he was putting her on the bench ready to whatever he was doing, like drain her blood or whatever, right? And then Daredevil, the woman phones Daredevil, and then bang, he's there. It's like, what? No time passed?
Oh, he took the tube, the same tube that they take in Rings of Power when they go from Moria to...
Yeah, but I mean, it was literally like Muse already had her, and then suddenly Daredevil is there from being, I don't know, at home or in his office or whatever the hell he was.
Daredevil seems to have very, very good hearing.
He must move like Benny Hill on Fast Forward.
Well, I mean, super hearing is part of his power set, so.
And there was another thing. So he beats up Muse, right? And he wraps that thing around his neck that's on his stick, the wire, and he pulls him off of the ground, so he's choking him, right? And he's choking him, and he's listening. He can hear the girl's heartbeat, so he knows he's got to stop and help the girl, right? So lets Muse go, and Muse falls to the floor unconscious, and then he goes to the girl and he does some CPR, and she's okay, right? And then he turns around and Muse is gone. It's like he's got super hearing. He can hear a heartbeat. He didn't hear that guy getting up.
Oh yeah, not only that, the entire fight scene shows that he knows what's going on behind him every time. Like the guy tries to attack him from behind, he blocks it or raises his arm or turns around. So in that very scene, they've shown that he's got really good situational awareness, and until he doesn't.
Okay, Ian, you've been silent for a moment. Thoughts?
Just listen to those two.
Yeah.
It's good, folks. Watch it.
Okay, right. So the first episode, which was it episode 6? Was it episode 6? 5. The first episode reminds me of an episode of The Equalizer, which is it's very similar. So basically, in The Equalizer, Robert McCall goes to this rich party, and all these terrorists come in and hold everybody at gunpoint, just like Daredevil. And the way he separates himself from the crowd is that McCall puts his hands up and says, I need to go for a wee. Same thing that Matt Murdock did. He goes down there, kills everybody, comes up.
TV version, everybody. By the way.
Yeah, brilliant episode.
TV version.
And it just reminded me of an
80s.
It reminded me of that episode, even down to I need to go to the loo. Because I knew that was coming because it just so reminded me of it. The things that I didn't like about this episode, although I did think it was a nice little episode that wasn't linked to the story that was driving the rest of it. I thought it was okay. Things that pissed me off, right? One is what Istaphobos said about the woman that just turned up. She had no respect for the people around her, nor did she have any respect to the person that was holding the hostages gunpoint at the bank. You think she'd be more sympathetic, but she's not. First, and she's 3 foot tall. It's like, what? Second thing that really bothered me is Daredevil, right, is a very skilled fighter, okay? And if he fights someone that's just normal, it'll just take him 2 seconds to knock that bloke out. Yeah. So why did he have trouble trying to knock that guy out with the gun? Why did he have trouble trying to fight that guy who disguises himself as a policeman? Why? Right? In the comics, right, Daredevil is so skilled. He can throw his billy club. He can bounce off 2 walls and hit someone behind him. That's how skilled he is, right? And in the Netflix, he wasn't that skilled in the Netflix, but he was far more skilled than he is in this one, right? Those things bothered me in this episode. It really did bother me. And then suddenly the guy goes, we're going to go in, yet she's in charge. I didn't get that.
Can I interrupt a second, Mega Geek?
Go for it.
I'll just say this while I still remember because it's funny. Daredevil is so accurate with his billy club that he can hit a woman on the dick.
Well,
I'm finished.
It is very strange, this episode. The second episode was boring as hell as far as I was concerned. It was so boring. It was just kind of slow and that stupid scene where he's arguing with the guy with the tracksuit. I was like, oh, come on, get on with it, will you? But yeah, I mean, I can't even remember what happened at the end of the second one. What happened at the end? Oh, the fight at the ending. Melvin is right? Why didn't he just hang the guy, tie it to something, then go and tend to the little tiny girl that's going to be the next superhero in the next Marvel film? Why didn't he do that? We don't know. Why did it take him so long to take out that guy when Daredevil is far more, because he has the sonar and everything. He can tell when the punch is being thrown. He could calculate whatever. But it's just honestly this whole episode.
Yeah. He's not just skilled. He essentially has spider sense. It should be impossible for a normal person to even land a hit on him.
Yes.
And I had this conversation with my son. Even in the original show, Daredevil really takes way more of a beating than I think he needs to most of the time, especially if they don't have superpowers.
Yeah.
Because nobody should be able to touch him.
That's the thing about the Netflix was good, right? But there were a lot of things they did wrong in the Netflix show, like get rid of Uric, he's a prime character in the Daredevil world. First of all, they made him black. Second of all, they got rid of him. That was stupid. Finch is another prime character that was in the Daredevil War. They killed him off. Lord knows why. And in this one, they did the biggest crime of all. They separated the three that made Daredevil.
And well, you know why? Because they couldn't have 3 white leads in a show.
Right. That's right.
But the chemist, I like what's his name, Clark Duncan or
play Kingpin.
Yeah, he was like from The Wire and from a couple of cop shows. He's really, really good. And what's the other Baltimore Homicide, Life on the Street? I mean, he's good, but he's got no chemistry with Matt, and that woman is just it's like watching She-Hulk. She's so anti-charismatic, and so you took away those 2 people that I found Karen annoying, but the dynamic between the 3 of them was great.
Good. Yeah. Also, right, this is another way where Disney's sticking the finger up to the fans. They're literally implementing their crappy characters into something that could potentially be really good, like having Miss Marvel's dad in this. Why? So they can say, yes, whether you like it or not, Miss Marvel's part of this TV and this Marvel world. That's what they're saying to us. Hold on, let me finish. They're literally sticking their finger up to us and going, take that, you robes. It's the robes. That's what they're doing, right?
Okay, I've never seen any other than the first episode of Daredevil original series when it originally aired. I've seen no Daredevil at all. But I came in today and watched. I came in hot and watched Ep5&6. Did I not, Melvin?
Well, you say you did.
What message did I send to you? Literally, it was as it was happening.
It was something along the lines of, I'm 5 minutes in and it's shit. Something like that. I don't remember exactly. But
because of, was it Jamala Khan's father?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a problem with him being in the episode. They just have to explain everything. They just have to say to the audience, "Oh, I'm Jamala Khan's, dad, blah blah blah." And Miss Ma, they just have to spoon feed you fucking drivel, and can't the audience just put 2 and 2 together without them telling us? And I think the message was to Melvin. I said they just can't fucking help themselves.
Yeah, they're unaware. They're not changing anything. You know how you say, okay, they're going to get rid of the DEI and they make announcements and things like that. They don't want to get rid of the DEI. They're pretending to get rid of it. They don't like the bad feedback, but they do like the DEI. So they'll try and dress it down a bit, and they'll try and pretend they're getting rid of it, or they're phasing it out or something. But they're not, because they've not learned a lesson. They think we're wrong. They don't think they're wrong.
Yeah,
there was an Easter egg in there. I don't know if anybody caught it with the. So the guy from Hawkeye, the stepdad, his name's Jack Duquesne, I think.
Okay.
He's a superhero called the Swordsman, and they show a guy on the phone. He's playing a video on his phone of the Swordsman kicking some guy. So it did make sense that he's talking to Kingpin about the anti-vigilante agenda. Like I said, he wasn't bad, but small part of it.
Let me explain why this doesn't work right. Really, basically, to you guys. When you build a house, you have to have a solid platform so the house can be built upon. When they started this series, they never had a solid platform to build upon. It was rotten to the core. Yeah. So anything you build upon that is going to be rotten anyway, or skewed, or weird, or out of focus. And also, right, that they hate the fans by sticking in Miss Marvel, by sticking in what is it, Echo. Mentioning Echo and stuff. What they're saying is, right, you don't like our characters, but they are here, so fuck you. That's what they're saying, right? And quite frankly, I'm saying fuck them, because if the other episode is not good, I'm going. Do you know what I mean? And these 2 episodes weren't good at all, so maybe I won't watch anymore.
I mean, there was. Go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying, honestly, as I said, I've never seen any real episodes. I quite liked episode 5. I liked the kind of, there was a little bit of tension, but then again, I'm not as battle weary as you guys, but I just could not get over the father. He was just a fucking bumbling oaf as well.
Yeah.
And why didn't he take did he have a mobile phone? Why couldn't he have taken that down to the,
No, remember there was no signal. Do you remember?
Oh, okay. Right,
Yeah,
okay, fair enough on that then.
Also,
but it's just
right, why didn't he question when Daredevil opened the vault? Why didn't he go, what the fuck? How did you fucking do that? You know, they just ignored it. And also the fact that he comes down the stairs on his own. Why didn't he go, what the hell happened? How comes you're here? He didn't question that either. So it was just a really bad screenplay. It was a nice idea, but it's just a bad screenplay.
Like I said, none of the character reactions are authentic. That's exactly if you had like a top secure vault with 10 billion possible combinations and a blind guy just walks up and opens it. Yeah, your reaction would be like, huh?
Yeah. And also you know, when he just walks out and he goes left. And it's like, no, because the police will stop him and say, look, your questions. They will never let him step out, nor the other guy step out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be cordoned off. Nobody's like normal civilian out for a walk is going to be walking past the door of that bank. That's all going to be blocked off, right?
And you're spending all the rest of the day in an interview because they need to make sure that none of the hostages has a connection to the bad guys. You're not going home in a half an hour, man.
Yeah, exactly. And also at the ending when he goes into the, and he finds the diamond in the sweet jar, it's like, come on, you'll know that Matt Murdock put that there. So why did he put it there?
Of the diamond.
What do you mean?
What was the diamond about?
Lord knows.
I think the guy was that. See the bit in a few episodes earlier when the people were robbing the van.
Yeah.
And then Kingpin got the heads of the gangs together and said, right, you owe him $1.7 million for robbing his van.
Is that why they wanted to steal it?
Right. And I think they were stealing the diamond to pay the $1.7 million.
I see.
I think that's what I got, because it was the same guy, the Irishman.
Yeah, and I don't know. I got the impression they were stealing it from the guy who they had to pay as kind of a big FU.
But that's what I'm saying. If we have to guess, then it's a bad screenplay, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And the one funny thing, guy goes, "What kind of lawyer are you?" I'm a very good one. That's right out of that was right out of No Way Home.
You go, Professor R2 wrenched. Was not the prof. The diamond was about Luca paying that 1.8.
Yes, it was. Now he's going to be pissed because he can't pay the 1.8 million.
He has to pay 2.8.
I have a feeling Luca is not long for this show. It's just my like if Kingpin doesn't kill Luca, then I don't have any respect left for Kingpin.
If you've read the Miller version of Born Again, right? It's so visceral and it's so original and it's so cinematic with the panels that they do. It just puts this whole thing to shame. This whole season to shame of Daredevil. They're not even half as original as Miller was in his comic book.
Question then for you boys. Obviously, this was a double drop episode. If it had just been episode 5, would you have been wanting to watch episode 6 next week?
No, because
that's why they dropped both episodes, isn't it?
Yeah, because basically
we're near the end now.
As Istaphobos says, it was the DEI rubbish that crept in there, and that really pissed me off. If they didn't do that, I would have said this episode was fine, but it wasn't. And the stupidity of the writing really did piss me off as well. And nobody questioned Matt Murdock for what he did. No one. And all of a sudden, and then when he opens the safe, he walks into the safe like he can see. Why wasn't that questioned?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
I think most of the chat have seen the episodes. Chat, were you all disappointed, folks, with these episodes? Are we going to do some marks for both episodes together? Do you want to? Should we do them out of 10?
If you want.
There you go. Ista, how many?
4.
Ista, is that you then? Yeah, 4.
Yeah. I mean, and that's being generous, knowing what all the other Disney Plus shows are like.
Okay, Melvin.
My take with marks out of 10 is this: that there's no such thing as a 10 out of 10. Doesn't really exist, right? You know, maybe possibly The Godfather or something like that, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
And nothing is really a 1 either. I mean, you can hate something, but nothing is a 1, right? Everything's got something. So in saying that, I think as low as you can reasonably get, without just showing everybody how angry you are, because it's not, would be like a 3 is about as low as you could get without actually it being a personal on your part. And I would agree with the guys that a 4. It's almost as bad as you can reasonably get.
Oh, and I don't want to confuse the chat. You mentioned the Equalizer. It was the TV version, but not the Queen Latifah TV version.
The EY Woo Woo version.
Yeah. Edward Woodward version.
EY Woo Woo, yeah. Ian?
It's a 3 for me. The first episode was a 3, and the second episode was a 2 because it was so dull.
Okay. These were my properly first 2 episodes I've watched then in a long, long time. I couldn't they just can't fucking help themselves. That was just a bitter pill. Yeah, they just can't help themselves. I thought this could be really, really good because I think the way it looked, the way some of the geezers were acting, Charlie Cox is pretty good, isn't he?
It
could be so good. It could be just so good.
Oh, and did you notice at the fundraiser, all the women billionaires are the ones in charge of the money?
Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, you want a mark out of 10, don't you? Okay, I'm gonna give it.
Don't lie, bro, and tell the truth this time.
You want to mark?
You can't give it a 5.5. That would be a lie.
7 out of 10. IGN.
I'm gonna give it 5.5 out of 10. Everybody,
give it 5.5 out of 15. That's probably a fairer score.
5.5 out of 100.
It's 3. Mainly because of the production, the people who, the background crew who put the program together, do the shooting, all that stuff, the production crew.
Also, New York looks like it has about 100 or 200 people in the entire city. It's I don't know if they filmed that on a lot, but
and
we go. Oh, well, I know we're going to come up on this one too. I was watching the Marvel announcement video, or I had it on while I was watching the Daredevil episodes, and I wasn't sure which one was more boring.
On that bombshell. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of snippets. Means we don't have to do them someday. Kristen Ritter says she's cautiously optimistic about returning as Jessica Jones, can't read, in Daredevil, Born Again. If they asked me, I would be there ready to accept my pay.
She's too attractive. They're not gonna.
I did like.
Have you seen her lately?
I did like Jessica Jones. I thought Jessica Jones was a good series.
No, I haven't seen her lately. Did she hit the wall?
She looks unwell. She's another one of those. She looks unwell.
Really? She vegan?
Ozempic?
I don't know. Vegan? I don't know if she is unwell, but she just looks sickly.
Really? Where do you see that?
Just Google it. Kristen Ritter, 2025 or 2024. You'll see.
She started going out with Jesse Pinkman again.
Oh my God, she looks awful. What the?
Really?
It looks. She has Ozempic face for sure. Look at how gaunt. Listen, if you're like Lizzo, I get why you need to go on Ozempic. But if you're Ariana Grande, who already looked like she had anorexia before,
yeah. Kristen Ritter's only 43, and she really looks unwell. I hope she's not unwell. I hope it's just me being my usual too fussy self. But she don't look good.
She's in Dexter. I know that coming up. So that's
Ozempic can, it's not. It has some pretty scary side effects.
She's looking at really thin, isn't she?
Bowel movements is one of them.
Joe Rogan was talking about that Ozempic. couple of streams ago, I think last week, and he said some of his friends take it and they look awful. He said, but one of them takes it and it looks great. He's lost a load of weight and it looks fantastic, but the others look sick.
Yeah, if you're already really heavy, I mean, it's a treatment for diabetics. So if you're unhealthy, it can make you healthy. But if you don't need it, I suspect it's going to do really bad things to your body. Who's that British singer that almost died because she was on it? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
She's like a British pop star. She did a TikTok telling her fans that she just found out.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, she just found out she had accelerate like early on.
Was it Lulu? It wasn't Lulu. Somebody younger, wasn't
it? She looked pretty young, but she had early onset osteoporosis, and it almost killed her. And she had some organ failure, and she
Elton
was like
John.
And then at the end, she also mentioned that she wasn't under the supervision of a doctor. She just.
You'll have to tell us who it is because
Brian.
The chat aren't getting it.
Okay, let me look.
Yeah, damn it, chat!
Yourselves,
you're rubbish. We've got to count on the panel for everything. What, pay your rent. Who is it? I got to know. Bill it back.
Listen, I'm almost 70 years old. Pop stars are not my forte.
Ah, man. See, what's her name? Who's that one? Taylor Swift. I couldn't name one of her songs, not one.
Oh,
Aislinn. I'm glad about that.
Aislinn Horgan Wallace, but she has like a pop star name.
Never heard of her.
Oh, and apparently so did. Okay, a lot of people have almost died from Ozempic. Kate Moss's little sister, Lottie Moss, also almost died. Michelle Sward went into a diabetic coma. But I think Aislinn Horgan Wallace is the one I was thinking of. Oh, no, Avery. That's it. She's just like Madonna. One word name, Avery.
Is she a bird?
Does that mean, is she a woman? Yeah.
No, he's mixing the words Avery and Aviary. He's being.
Okay. I'm being dumb because I'm dumb. Okay.
Right. Okay, but here I'm putting it in the chat.
Okay. Shall we? I think there's. Oh God. Daredevil born again producer Sana Amanat has teased the role for Miss Marvel's dad, Mr. Khan, in an upcoming episode. See, they can't help themselves, can they? Ian.
I'm just tired of it all, just seriously. I just really think that, again, I think it's insidious what these people are doing in our entertainment. They really are trying to breed the next generation and say that all this stuff is they're normalizing this stuff. So, you know what, right? The good thing about it is I'll be dead before it happens. So there you go. So there you go. So it's just ridiculous what they're doing. I hate that Daredevil mask though. It sucks.
Ashen Prism wrenched. Mega sounds broken.
I'm not broken. I'm just sad that our entertainment has come to this. Go back 20 years, right? I was stoked when Daredevil was on Netflix. I was watching I spent a whole day because I'm binging it. I couldn't watch all of them in a day. And then when I woke up the next day, I had my breakfast and then I carried on watching the rest. That's how stoked I was. But now I cringe every time I see something on TV. You know what? I'm going to be watching Working Man on Sunday.
Yeah, I might go see that actually.
And the only reason, I know these films are trash, but they're fun trash. The only reason why I'm going to watch it because I want to see a real man kick ass. That's what I want to see. Yeah. I'm just tired of all these men crying on screen.
Working Man. That's him gender swap Melanie Griffith.
yeah.
Okay. Anything more to add then? This
in the bank
pissed me off. This
where he's going on about Miss Marvel and he picks up the Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Man. It was sickening. It was like, are you serious? It's like, so here's these kind of like hardcore Daredevil fans tuning in to try and see if they're going to recapture the original, right? And they're waving Miss Marvel in your face, Miss Marvel Funko Pops in your face. Imagine the people who made this are thinking, do you know what? Do you know what the original fans of Daredevil would like? A Miss Marvel. That's what they would like. You know, the same people. You know, it's in the same branch. You like Daredevil? You must love Miss Marvel. Let's put a Funko Pop in there, fuckers.
But remember what Black Rock said? The guy he said he's going to force this DEI stuff on us, and he's going to make us accept it, and they're still trying to do it.
Yeah, and they're getting. Do you know who Caitlin Olsen is? They're getting better at it.
Yeah.
So I was watching Script Doctor on one of the streams, and he mentioned that the procedural might be making a comeback. And he mentioned Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is starring in a new procedural. And I watched it, and it would be really good. But so every single boss in the show is a woman. There's like one white guy, and he's like such a beta soy. Every single couple is gay, or I'm serious. It's so intersectional, like the checkboxes again, just reaching out and grabbing you by the throat. But the story was good enough, I could get through it. But I'm thinking, see, this is what they're going to do. Even when they start writing good shows, you're never going to see like a mixed. You're never going to see like a normal couple again ever in TV or commercials. You're not going to see a normal relationship. And every man, even like the cops in the show, is an idiot.
Do you know
everyone is a bumbling fool?
Seriously though, Istaphobos, and everybody that's listening to me, I'll always say this: I am definitely for diversity, right? Definitely I believe in diversity on TV and big screen and media,
Fantastic,
but not the way they are doing it. It's an insult to everyone that wants equality. The whole thing is an insult, because what they're doing is they're doing exactly what the bigots are doing, and they now have become bigots. All of them.
Yeah. Well, it's not really diversity. It's just anti-white, anti-straight.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the mix is not representative of real life. Like I said, the show, it's good, and I like her. She plays like a super genius housewife who's like autistic and really smart, and she starts working with the police to help solve crimes. The stories aren't bad, but again, it's like I'm just tired of looking at a show or a movie and seeing every man in the show being an idiot. Like, if we're supposed to see ourselves in entertainment, I don't see any men that are good role models anymore.
Manonymous, still like that name. Rebecca Gold is a gay woman. That's diverse.
She is gay, but
she's not them.
She is not a Mary Sue. She is not a girl boss. And when you watch Rebecca Gold, you'll come quickly. You'll quickly come to realize that. Yeah, you'll come quickly.
You're talking my language.
Common people will. We've heard rumors about common people coming quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so just are you watching the next 2 episodes? We all know why they do the double drop. So you're nearly at the end now.
Yeah,
well,
nobody's watching it. Apparently,
I'll watch it if you watch it, guys.
Nobody's watching this. Apparently,
I'm out.
Well, we need you for next week, mate. So
look. Here's me, right? Okay. That one's everybody. I don't hate watch things. I do accidentally watch things that I end up hating, but I don't watch things I don't like. I don't want to be angry. I want to be entertained, and this doesn't entertain me. And fuck it. I'd rather talk about something I like.
I'm the only way I'd watch it is if I have to watch it to come on somebody's stream. Ian, what are the chances you can get both Rebecca Gold actresses together and they can maybe make out or something?
Do a multiverse, Rebecca Gold.
You're not the first one to say that.
I'm sure I'm not. I mean, they're both really good, actually. It's hard for me to pick my favorite one. Yeah. So I figure just have them both.
Yeah, just make them fight at a swimming pool full of custard. That's the only way.
Yeah,
I do want to say your ability to gather talent on such a budget, it's pretty impressive, because your actors are better than half of what I see on television.
Well, you just got to cast the right people. As I said, right, if I was casting this Daredevil, there's no way that little Asian woman would be that character. No way, because if you just type in the rank that she is and then write in New York the rank, you'll see a guy. You won't see a man. Sorry, a girl. You'll see a guy.
And the one real girl boss they had, they fired. The one that could pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Gina Carano.
It's a Superman.
Okay, there was a top 10 Fandango poll for updated for the 10 most anticipated movies of the summer. We'll do the top 10 on Sunday, but I just thought this one was worth a mention. Superman is the 4th most anticipated film.
Well, that's not good, is it? It should be number 1 without a doubt.
By a long way.
I think without a doubt, he is the worst looking Superman in recent years. Definitely the worst. He doesn't look like Superman as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what you guys think.
He looks, initially when they showed his photographs, it looks like Henry Cavill, but the more you see of him, it's like his eyes are pointing in different directions. And he's got that clownish haircut, and even though he's a young guy, it doesn't look younger than Henry Cavill.
He's the Temu version of Henry Cavill with John Krasinski bulbous nose. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
And his costume's terrible.
Yeah. He's the Chinese knockoff of Henry Cavill that you buy on AliExpress.
Yep.
It's just bad casting as far as I'm concerned. And we all know why this guy's cast as Superman, because they don't want a truly X Factor male, playing Superman. They want this kind of
Andy's married to somebody in the Warner clan.
Well, I don't think
there's a bit of nepotism going on.
Well, maybe, but if you look at Henry Cavill and look at Chris Reeves, they're very manly, aren't they? Square jaw, have that triangle body. Do you know what I mean? And you look at this fella. You look at this fella, and he just looks soft. He doesn't look like a man. He doesn't look manly at all. But then again, the movie might be good. Who knows? I don't know.
But you've heard it's not, though.
My friend, told me that.
The original Superman 1 and 2, both those films, they still hold up. That's still the best Superman films.
And they
like
would have been better.
40 years old.
Yeah.
You know that Christopher Reeve was only 25 when he filmed the first Superman movie.
Yeah.
I have a friend out in California I used to work with. He's pretty high up in electronic arts. He said he's seen the movie already, and it is not. He said it's not very good, and he wasn't quite sure what they were thinking. So
the same thing with my friend. He said that the romance doesn't work. He said the version that he saw, he filled out a card, and almost everybody that he was talking to agreed with him that the romance didn't work. So he believes they've reshot some of that stuff. But he said the film was just mediocre. It wasn't as half as good. So some of the things that he did in the movie was dumb. And they're playing the same card. They kind of like made him a bit feminine. So we'll see.
One of Superman's powers is he's super smart. His brain works faster and more accurately. And I heard some of his the same thing. His behavior was puzzling. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that the studio needs this to be a success, or it's done for, isn't it?
The thing is that if we know, right, all of us, that's the collective, from us to Gary Beekler to everyone that's on YouTube who criticizes stuff, if we all are saying the same thing, like, why don't they just make a Superman movie? Why are they including all these people? Why are you trying to fly before you can walk? That's a pun, by the way. Why are you trying to do these things you've done before and it didn't work? Why are you repeating the same mistake? If all of us are saying that, I don't understand. They must be the most dumbest fuckers in the entire world. Well, don't know this.
they're too impatient. They don't want to take the time to build up, a real cinematic universe foundation with a couple of solid single hero movies. They want to jump right into it's all interconnected.
That worked well last time, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, they could blame Snyder on that and say it wasn't the idea that was the problem, but the person. But I think it was both.
Here you go, folks. Fat Lava Wrench. Hello, Fats. Warner Bros. Has been around as long as the Conservative Party. They won't die.
We'll see.
They're in too much debt to sell as well.
Superman.
Who's going to buy a company?
In 50. Here you go, Gavin Blackburn Wrench. Hello, Gavin. Warner's are over 50B in debt. I don't think the profit from one.
It won't save it, but it might kind of put a band-aid on Warner Brothers if it's really successful, and then that'd be enough for them to keep moving forward.
I've got a bad. You know how I'm always kind of optimistic and like Flash.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I've got a bad feeling about this one.
I have too. When I first saw the dog, I was like, "Will they go this?" I know there's a lot of dog fans out there and stuff like that, but the dog doesn't belong in a Superman. Just like Robin didn't belong in a Batman movie. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows that the Robin idea is silly unless somebody comes up with a better idea for Robin to be in a Batman movie. Same thing with this. Why have a dog in this? A super dog at that. I think that's stupid. But it's just me, right?
Istaphobos French. Wolfsport Istaphobos became a YouTube member. Cheers, Ista.
Yeah, but I should have already been a member. It keeps unsubscribing me from your channel, and my membership isn't auto-renewing.
Yeah, the subs are just going up and down. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming that obviously some people will unsubscribe, which is YouTube, but it just seems stupid at the moment.
Yeah, but it's only certain accounts. Other times, it's every month. It's automatic, but... Okay. If I get unsubscribed from a channel, it's definitely not going to auto-renew the membership.
Okay. Is there anything to add then with this? I'm kind of get the feeling that, as I said with Daredevil, it's like they just can't help themselves.
The same thing with this film as well. They just can't help themselves. They've cast a wrong person.
All right, I'm going to say something. It may be small. Like I said, I'm snake bit, and I notice all the little things. But now I like the actress playing Lois. I watched her show, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. She's a really good actress. But when she's walking through the bullpen at the Daily Planet, she just has this mannish swagger. Like,
absolutely,
she's walking like a dude. And whenever I see a woman do that, it's just like, that again.
And also, you can tell they never did anything with her hair as well. It's like she never combed her hair. It just looks. She just looks like it's like saying, "Oh, women don't need to be glamorous on screen now." This is a Superman movie, and she's playing Lois Lane, and Lois Lane's meant to be hot and sexy. I'm sorry, and they dressed her in a boy's costume, and did nothing with her hair.
Even Daredevil's girlfriend, even though she's attractive, they definitely, she's got the short hair. She's, always wearing. She's not femmed up at all. Like they want to make sure she's a girl boss.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's going to be very. It's going to do very, very well first weekend, yes.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, but not as good as it could. Like, I think if people were more excited, you'd have a hard time getting tickets for the first weekend, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
It's not singing to me, this.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's haircut alone is enough to give me second thoughts.
He shouldn't be in the movie, nor should Hawkgirl. None of those other characters should be in the movie. It should only be Superman.
That's it.
Can you imagine the story that they could tell when they show Superman discovering the Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps, and the just discovering, hey, there's a whole intergalactic police force out there. You're not alone. That would have been a movie all in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
They had two options. They could have just given Cavill one more movie, which would have got $1 billion easy.
Yes. Definitely.
Or they cancelled Superman and Lois for this shout.
Yeah, they did. Also, the Richard Donner one was so. I mean, Richard Donner was so obsessed with trying to get it right. He even did that thing where when he saved Lois Lane from the helicopter, instead of zooming straight up and grabbing her from the sky and keep going up, they realized that if he did that, he'd break her back. So when if you notice, when he saves her, he goes down with the gravity.
Goes down on her, yeah,
and then he stops, and then he flies up to catch the helicopter. They even had that detailed in the first movie. In this, if he went that speed and saved that girl's neck would have been broken. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. She would have been dead.
Okay.
So they don't get physics well in superhero movies. I've brought this up before as well. Captain America holding a helicopter.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you're not heavy enough to hold a helicopter. You would have to be able to anchor it somehow. So just holding on to it's not going to hold it down.
Well, he was holding the side of the
Well, eventually it held onto the building, right? The railing or whatever it was. But initially it just grabbed the helicopter and held it. And it's like, nah, that's not going to happen. Not unless you weigh like 10 tons. It's not going to happen.
Okay, so unless if they can fix it between now and when is it? June, July?
We'll see. We might be wrong about this. We might be completely wrong, and it'd be a huge success. And Warner Brothers will be slapping a gun in the back, and do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Too many red flags.
I do want to put a quick plug in the chat. It's for a book. It's called Last Son of Krypton by Elliot Magan. It came out when I was young, like in the 70s, but it's a full Superman novel, and it is absolutely fantastic. I wonder why they would never. It would be brilliant if they made that into a movie. So if you're really interested in a really excellent sort of interpretation of Superman, so like for instance, when Kal-El lands on Earth, he lands at Albert Einstein's house because the ship was programmed to find the smartest person on the planet.
Oh, wow.
But Einstein realized that he can't raise a kid. So he sends him over to the Kents for the reason that, they'll raise him right. And he's doing this fight. There's like 10 guys. He like punches them all in the air, and he's calculating in his head their acceleration and their fall. So he knows where all of them are, when they're going to hit the ground, how fast it takes him to do everything he needs to do and not hurt anybody. And the whole book's like that. It's just amazing. So if you have a used bookstore, go check it out. I don't think you'll be sorry.
Okay. That's Superman, folks.
Now in production. Bollocks.
Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday's now officially in production. Who watched the God?
I didn't. I just watched the bit at the end that was on YouTube that showed all the chairs, and then Robbie Downey Jr. was in the last chair, and he gets up and he walks off. That's the only bit. I didn't wait 8 hours for them to roll out a new chair. Do you know
I think it was. How long was it? Was it 5 hours?
It was stupid.
Yeah,
stupid idea.
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes between each name.
Yeah, like, stupid idea.
Almighty. Yeah, and all of that to convey one word: desperation. Like they're gonna throw every single thing up against the wall and see if it sticks. Like they are not gonna. Wow. Like I'm surprised. They didn't put like I don't know, the pet Avengers in here, man. Crazy.
Kendrick Lama. Hello, Kendrick. Minor flop or mega flop? What do we think?
Mega flop.
And well, no, I think there's a lot of people that'd be curious to watch this one. I don't think it'd be depending on how much it costs. I mean, Melv might be right. It might cost so much money that it's never going to make its money back.
I mean, look at the people that got in it. It's going to be 100 million just for the wages.
Oh, no, more. No, that's just Robert Downey. It's going to be 200 for the wages.
There you go. And it's going to hit test audiences, and it's going to get a bad reaction, and then they're going to send them back for reshoots. So you're probably talking a very, very minimum of $500 million for the budget, right?
Yeah, and I think it'll make 600 or 700 million at the cinemas, and it's going to cost well over $500 million.
Yeah, and the promotion as well, because they're going to promote the shit out of this.
Yep.
So that's what you're going to get. And here's what I was saying earlier. We were talking about this earlier, and I have only watched 2 of the last 7 MCU films, and I've checked that, and I think everybody else has checked that, and I've only watched these last 2 episodes of Daredevil because Brown wanted me to, but I've lost interest in that, and I'm really not that interested in the upcoming Superman. I'm just kind of sick looking at all of it. I just, everything is like announcements and then accusations of racism, and then they can just fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a mega flop, but it'll make enough money. They're going to play it off as a, mild success.
Yeah,
but they're going to lose millions on it.
Well, I did notice that Chris Evans' name wasn't on one of those chairs.
Oh yeah,
so that's interesting.
I think because his movie is still in the theaters, they didn't want to put him on there. But
maybe the thing is, though, they can't go backwards with this. They can't. People. Well, look, kids now are too old. They're
You wouldn't.
My nieces now, they're not interested in stuff like this anymore. I mean, I saw my niece. I saw almost every Marvel film with them because there was so much into it. They're talking about girls' hair and a boys' brand. Now they're turning Avengers into a female brand, and no girl's interested in it. No,
lost the audience.
Did we bother to count, like, is it an equal amount of male and female chairs there? But you know that Vanessa Kirby is going to be girl bossing all of them around.
Yeah.
Okay. I took kind of stills periodically. Avengers Doomsday is now officially in production with Chris Hemsworth. He was the first. Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan confirmed so far.
Right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. Robert Downey will be in this because that's the whole point of them bringing him back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can agree there whether they've named him yet or not. Who here is not sick to death looking at Anthony Mackie? Right. Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Who is not sick to death looking at Vanessa Kirby and a film's not even out yet, and I'm sick looking at her?
Yeah.
Right. Nobody's going to want to see the film. Who even is Letitia Wright? Who is that?
That's Black Panther. Shuri.
All right. Well, okay. Great. Right. So yeah. So yeah, I think we're all pretty much in agreement here.
Yeah, the woman who has like 500 landfills full of her toys that never sold anything.
Chris Hemsworth should know better. Chris Hemsworth, I would say, is now at that stage where he needs to change his agent. He doesn't need the money. It's time to change your agent.
He's probably going to be fat again anyway in this. Well, they don't like it with fit men, do they? They need to fatten them up or do something stupid with them.
When Hemsworth is the most attractive woman in the movie, they haven't.
Do you know what? Right? Do you know? After everything's said and done, it's going to be a woman that saves the day at the end of this film.
It's going to be Kirby. She's going to be the girl.
There's a good question there from Georgius Rex. Who's Vanessa Kirby playing? Because the Fantastic Four movie is set in the 1960s. So
but something's going to happen, isn't it? At the end of
Yeah.
that film, and something's going to happen, and it's going to bring them to present day.
But I'll tell you, she's going to play Stu Storm and not Sue Richards because, patriarchy. She's not married to no man.
So it's going to be another multiverse film then?
Probably.
It definitely is. Yeah.
At this moment in time, I really don't care. I don't care about any of this stuff anymore.
You're not waving your arms in the air, are you?
Exactly.
This was the biggie for me. Breaking Simu will return as #Shang-Chi.
Why? So he can get kicked in the balls again?
Yeah,
you ever see that film? Every time he has a fight, he gets kicked in the balls.
Look at that.
What? Why? And also, he doesn't look anything like Shang-Chi in the comics. Shang-Chi looked a bit like Bruce Lee. He was thin. He looked like. This guy looks like someone that came from a soap opera. It's just really bad casting. It really is.
He's another woke idiot, and he was calling everybody racist over somebody's selling like a tea or something. And
there you go. Just... Drink your bobo tea, you pussy.
Yeah. Well, they needed more women in the Avengers, so they got him.
Yeah, well, vagina detected.
I don't know how all this is going to play, but it sounds awful. They've even got those stupid. What's that new one that's coming out with all the deadbeat heroes? They even got them in this film as well. It's like, no.
Apparently, you mean Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Hashtag. Apparently, the hashtag. Sorry, the asterisk is. It's going to be a surprise. They're going to be calling it the Dark Avengers. Apparently.
Who gives a shit?
Yep. Nobody.
No one.
Well, you can tell the way they did this announcement today. They still think people care, and I don't think people care.
Yeah.
That pug woman's in this as well, isn't she? That pug.
Yep.
What's her name?
Yep.
Pew,
I like her. I like her.
Pew, Barnum.
I think she's cute.
Yeah, but she's sort of.
I'm shallow and superficial.
She's pushing out.
Don't think she's cute at all.
She's she's bursting the seams of her clothes, man.
Easy.
Sorry.
And so are they going to roll these? Are they going to roll these two out then in wheelchairs for this film?
I love you, Ian McKellen.
What's going on?
Patrick Stewart and Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen will both return as Professor X and Magneto in Avengers Doomsday Inferiors. May
So do you know what, right?
2026.
The way to save this is to literally de-age de-age Patrick Stewart and actually do the thing in his voice so that his voice sounds like he was 20 years younger. That's the only way it's going to work.
As well, though. His voice is fucked as well.
But see
if they made it CGI and just made it look animated and got him to do the voice, he's still not Patrick Stewart anymore.
I haven't,
but they can change his voice.
I haven't seen de-aging work outside of television, man. There's just that Indiana Jones thing was awful.
No. Did you see that film called Hair with Tom Hanks? That was amazing.
Okay,
they
I
made
didn't.
That guy, Tom Hanks, look like, seriously, it was so flawless. They can do it now, and Marvel's got the money to do it. If they roll out Patrick Stewart as he is now, it's not going to work.
Oh yeah, he can barely talk.
Exactly. How is it going to work?
Somebody was doing an impression.
I know
of him. Was that you, Brown?
I love
Brown
you.
Yep, that's it.
At least Ian McKellen is still strong, because I saw him do a talk in some university recently, a couple of years ago, and his voice is still strong, and he's still kind of, But Patrick Stewart, man, it's like he's going to drop any moment.
Yeah, McKellen still has screen presence, but
God,
he's a woke wanker too, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, he is. He is
lovely.
gay, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but I know tons of gay people that aren't woke.
That's true.
I don't think he's woke, because he was talking about the difference between men and women, and you're doing an act, and straight people can play gay people and things. He was arguing against idiots on that one.
Oh, okay. Maybe I got that wrong. That's good news.
He's relatively normal. He's a bit kind of lovey, but he's theft. He's a theft.
No, but you know what? He never went to drama school. Ian McKellen. He worked his way up, and now he's one of the best actors that Britain's produced. So, do you know what I mean?
So he just learned on the stage. Then he just learned.
He learned as he went on, as he went on. So he never went to. He couldn't afford to go to acting school, and he learned as he went along. And look how brilliant he is, as far as
I think I don't know about acting school, and I don't want to insult anybody, Mega Geek. I don't know if you went to film school, but I find it quite hilarious when you see people on YouTube channels, even with their own YouTube channel, that think their opinion's worth more because they went to film school. And they just talk about shit,
I never went to film school.
Drew, I will say, Drew, behave.
You see, that could have went wrong. Had you gone to film school, that could have went wrong there. You could have took that very badly.
Couldn't afford it. Couldn't afford it, mate.
Shall we do another one then?
Go on then.
Just straight to the end.
Oh.
Wait a sec. They brought all these chairs out and only Robbie Downey Jr. turned up.
Yeah, about 7 hours in.
They all went, I'm not.
Okay, how many chairs are there then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Do you know what worries me? They say they're in production, which means they rushed the script. That's what worries me.
28. There's 28.
Did you miss the little one for Ant-Man?
28 and Downey.
They had a
okay.
They've got 28 known actors in it then playing parts that's been previously.
There's a lot.
Okay, that's 300 million just for the budget of salaries. Remember, the Russo brothers are getting 80 million. Downey's getting 120. That's 200 right there, and then you still have 24 more actors to pay.
They can afford it though. It's Disney.
They're going to get like somewhere minimum of like between like say 2 and 20 million each, depending on who they are.
Yeah, so this movie's going to cost, I don't know, 700-800 million. With
the Russo brothers are the wrong people to direct this. They're
Might be funny then.
Could you direct it, Ian?
If I was directing it, right, they'll fire me because I'll be like, wait a moment, Sue Storm saves the day? Nah. Wait, let's get Iron Man back. Do you know what I mean? I'll be scratching things out, and you know what I mean. So yeah.
Here you go. Sword in the Storm, Wrenched, and double that for Secret Wars.
Yeah. It's going to be shit.
They're all in, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't care.
Because it's money. They all need the money, man. All of them. Maybe some of the houses were burnt down through the fire. Who knows? And they need the money. Do you know?
It's going to get a lot of attention. YouTubers are going to make more money than Disney does.
Exactly.
And if it's so bad that it's funny, I might watch it. But I'm really not interested because I know what to expect. It's going to be shit. It's going to be messaging and weak writing and ego.
How can Danny Jr. be Doomsday? I'm just confused over that. What it's going to be? It's going to be from another universe again, which everybody's tired of that. Yeah.
Does Dr. Doom have a name?
Yeah, Victor Don.
Yeah, Victor Von Doom.
Von Doom.
Oh, yeah. So it's not Iron Man. It's not Tony Stark, then, is it?
No, yes, I'm saying I'm confused. Why couldn't I just cast someone to play Dr. Doom? Why did they have to bring back Robbie Downey? They could have brought Robbie Downey back as
got Doom
Tony
Cock.
Stark. They could have brought him back as Tony Stark. Do you know what I mean?
Cock, he's got a similar
with the egg carton on his face.
I think they'd spend a few million on a new egg carton.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I think they decided to bring him back before they even knew what they were going to do with him.
That's
and
what
then somebody had somebody had a great idea. Yeah, no, it would be funny if Chris, oh my God, it would be funny if Chris Evans comes back as the Human Torch again.
Do you know what? Flame on. They should write the script, right, and then they should give it to Moller and his pals to tell them what's wrong with it, and they should just keep on doing that. They should just pay them whatever they want paid and say, "Here's a script. What do you think? Tell us what's wrong with it," and they will. The script. And eventually, after about 100 goes, they'll end up with a good script.
Oh yeah, Shooty should have been the Human Torch because he gets to say "flame on" all the time.
Flame on.
He's a flamer, all right.
Yeah, the fact is that I may be mildly interested, but this should be much bigger news than it is. But they've already run their course, man.
Okay,
I think the problem with handing it over to the YouTube critics is that it is easier to criticize something than to actually make something. And I'm not having a go at any of the criticism. But I've seen some YouTubers that I admired when they were talking about movies and how they make movies and stuff like that, and then they end up making something, and then you end up going, "Wait a moment, that's just mediocre." Do you know what I mean? Because they're so knowledgeable about films, you expect something fantastic, but they end up producing something that's just mediocre.
Here you go, hug me, Ruddy. See, this Jonathan Major's girlfriend is the reason Doom's. Yes.
Well, he didn't do himself any favors, didn't he? Just admit to strangling her or something.
He did, yeah.
So he ain't not helping his case.
Okay.
Read the room. Read the room, buddy.
Do you want to move on then? Yeah.
Yep.
Move on. Who's this? Oh, hello.
Batgirl stunt sequence with Leslie Grace. Grace double. Okay. Leaks online and is quickly taken down.
Why is it Alicia Silverstone in the picture?
Yes, exactly.
I can tell you why. That was a rhetorical question. Because Leslie Grace is so fucking ugly. But nobody would click on it if they put her face on it.
So
she's another one of them wide eyes actresses.
Are we talking about the last Batgirl that got taken?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
it shows you the film still exists, though. They didn't burn it. It still exists.
It's around somewhere.
I told you, somebody's got it. And then maybe the next 10-year time, they're going to bring it out. You know it's going to happen. And I'm telling you again, right, I will say this. George Lucas has the original cut of Star Wars. He has it somewhere. There's no way that man...
Well, that was on TV the other month.
Yeah, on the wrong channel.
God,
took it down.
I'm looking at a picture of her. You could park a car in between her eyes. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. She's got that, like a badly drawn Uma Thurman. Like
why is she black?
Features, remember?
Why is she black?
Features inside of her head instead of the front.
Why is she black?
Don't know.
Isn't Batgirl a white girl with red hair?
I thought you were asking why the actress is black. Yeah, presumably because her parents were. Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
I know.
Yeah, I just don't understand this race swapping for Batgirl because isn't Commissioner Gordon meant to be her dad? Commissioner Gordon's a white geezer. Well, depending on what film you watch, I guess.
Oh, someone needs to go and add up all the social media followers for all the 24 people cast in the Avengers.
I don't know what universe, because Barbara Gordon was she's something to do with Commissioner Gordon, right? Like his niece or something, right?
No, his
daughter.
His daughter.
Yeah. Was it daughter? Was it? So she was Batgirl, Batwoman, the same thing. So Barbara Gordon was Batwoman.
Yeah, no, Barbara Gordon was Batgirl.
Batgirl.
And then somebody else became Batwoman. I can't remember the comment.
It's too confusing for me.
Yeah. But yeah. Batman in the cartoon version shagged her, apparently.
Yeah, isn't Batwoman Cassandra Cain?
Oh, I don't know. I've lost all.
Katie Kane.
Yeah.
There's a will for this to release, isn't there, Batgirl?
They look, if they release it right, they're gonna get sued. They're gonna get sued.
I have to pay the taxes then.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people are going to watch 10 minutes of it and realize why it wasn't released. And
but the thing is, it could become a cult classic because everybody knows how bad it's going to be.
They're going to get sued. They'll never release it. Somebody's got it. I know somebody's got it. But then they're obviously they're going to get sued because they claimed on that thing, didn't they? So also, Alicia Silverstone. Do you remember when she became Batgirl? Everybody was calling her Fat Girl. Remember that when it was released because she didn't look good in the costume at all.
She was cuddly. She was a cutie.
Yeah, I remember. Even the critics were saying that it was ridiculous.
Because back then they weren't pushing elephants on us, so it seemed like she was actually fat. But now they're pushing elephants on us. She doesn't look that fat, does she?
No,
I like
she
doesn't.
I like her. I thought she's quite horny in what was that film called that she got famous for?
The Emma show, was it with Paul Rudd?
Clueless.
Yeah, that Clueless.
Yeah, Clueless. Yeah. She was in a movie with Brendan Fraser that was actually pretty good. Blast from the Past.
Oh yeah, that's the one where he was underground or something.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Christopher Walken was hilarious in that movie, man.
Yeah,
that was a fun movie. That was the kind of movie that they don't make anymore.
That's right.
Just a mid-budget, funny romantic comedy with a twist.
Do you know what romantic comedy I saw a couple of days ago? Is it Untamed Heart with Christian Slater and Marissa Tomei?
Oh my God, that's years ago.
And there's a scene, I kid you not, in it where he says, "You're going to be angry with me." And she goes, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I creep into your house and watch you sleep." How creepy is that?
Yep. You pick up the phone, 999. See you later.
He literally says that in the film. She's like, oh. she's all very like,
Flattered.
Turned on by it. I was like, that's creepy.
It's like if you got some bud who's a waitress or something like that, and say Henry Cavill says that to her, she's going to go weak at the knees.
Yeah. It depends what you look like.
If Timothy Spall said it, she's running for the phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched that comedy with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Cooper.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, any good?
Yeah. It was awful. Again, all the check boxes. Like I could not believe.
Yeah.
It's like the whole of Australia looked like downtown London, like very diverse. And yeah, I'll say this: Sydney Sweeney, she can act when it comes to like her expressions and movement and body language, but her line delivery was pretty awful. I wasn't buying it. But honestly, just the dialogue again, like Daredevil, none of it felt authentic. It had a few humorous moments, but the cliche here, the lesbian couple getting married. Here's my gay black friend with the flamboyant clothes, and the funniest,
the fat friend, didn't it? In the old days, didn't it? Yeah.
The funniest thing about that movie were the two couples of parents that were trying to act young and hip. Like I actually bought that. They were ridiculous, but kind of funny. But no, I was expecting the movie to be a lot better than it was, and I like everybody in there. But no, it's just like, this is what we're getting now. Like it all starts with the checkbox casting, and I don't think we're ever going to see that go away.
Well, there are independent studios now in America that literally are fighting against the system. So, you never know. You never know.
Oh, yeah. Somebody just said I was, astutely absurd. You may be right. There was one shot, and was an aerial shot of her rack on the boat. It was pretty damn stunning.
But you knew they were going to get together anyway. It's one of those movies that you can just guess the ending. It's so obvious.
Has he boffed her in real life, do you think?
No, because they both have serious, they're spouses. Both married or engaged. And listen, I think Glenn Cooper's girlfriend's like way hotter than
Sydney.
Yeah, she's got a good personality. She's just likable, man. And that's what no one in Hollywood is likable anymore. They're all insufferable twats.
I prefer the term insufferable
twats. Okay. There are lots of slides, folks. We've really taken our time, so we'll go straight to the end. Hopefully I've got the right.
What was the other slides then?
Well, just save them for another time.
Go to the AI one. I wanted to talk about that.
Oh, you want the
you know the one.
This one is it this one?
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's this one about then?
Go on, Melvin, explain.
Okay, so this guy wrote in 2016. Yeah, women will be having more sex with robots than men by 2025. So it's 2025, and I want to know. We need to do a poll.
Weren't they already having more sex with robots in 2016 though? Like, I think they were, yeah.
Depends on how you classify Brit, right?
When was the rabbit invented and the Sibian? Yeah.
Oh, long before then.
Yeah. They've already been doing it. They're old news, buddy.
Well, this is the sun, though. You know what I mean?
Isn't this? This is Z's Y Mrs.
Explain that to the colonials. The sun.
It's a sleazy tabloid.
It is. Yeah.
Is that the one that used to have a naked chick on the third page?
Yes. Yep. Page 3. Yep.
I love that paper.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. So
no, they don't.
But even Playboy didn't have naked women anymore.
You know what? Right. I actually think this is going to happen in the future for men and women. I reckon it's going to happen.
Robot head.
Secret comedy, folks. Robot head, wrenched. My time has come. Fuckers. Hello, my friend.
Oh, I just want to tell you, Robot Head, I'm a huge fan. You're one of the first YouTubers I ever watched, and your videos crack me up. Like, it used to be the highlight of my month when you would release something.
Yes,
seriously. Yes, absolutely sucking up. Robot, I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for Robot.
Robot, are we going to see you soon? I hope so. We've missed you, my friend.
He's too busy screwing women now.
We've missed those dulcet Australian tones.
It's 2025. He's too busy.
Yeah,
he's a busy robot. Yes.
Yeah. Listen,
Robot Head is one of the people who makes YouTube bearable these days. Everybody's screaming outrage, and basically, it's more and more idiots popping up every day, and people like Melvin. Robot Head, who I'm making a joke out of it. Makes it bearable. It really does.
Yep.
And nobody sounds like they're having more fun doing what they're doing than he does. Like,
I salute you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Shall we do the final on this day?
We're going to talk about sex robots. I thought we could drag this out a bit. Because I have a question.
What's the question?
Well, if you have an Android phone and you stick it up your bum, is that technically sex with a robot?
No, because isn't Android
Well,
the
Android,
system?
right? You're having sex
the
with an
operating
Android
system.
I've got news for Melvin.
worries.
They already make a device that you can pair with your Android phone, and it syncs up to whatever you're watching on your Android phone. And this device can be inserted in various places on the body. So does that count?
I remember back in the days of the old Nokia, I think the 3310, there was a code you could put in that made it vibrate all the time. Because you know how that's when the vibrate function first came in for when you were getting text messages and things. Just turn vibrate on. So they gave you this thing you could type in and it just made it vibrate all the time. And being a man, I don't know, but apparently among the ladies it was very popular.
And on that bombshell.
It's a bombshell, everybody.
Okay, so on this day, everybody, Leonard Nimoy was born 1931.
So I
that deserves some acknowledgement.
Star Trek II, Wrath Khan, 1982.
Spark.
All right, without admitting anything, let's just say when that movie ended, I had to sit in the theater in the dark for a few minutes before I could be seen in public. It was just a really bad allergy day.
No, I thought it was really sad, but I didn't cry. I thought it was very sad. And also, right, I think it's the best performance William Shatner has given in his whole entire career.
Denny Crane is pretty phenomenal, dude. Denny Crane.
Star Trek 3 is peak Shatner.
Also, the drinker pointed out a shot, you know, when he tries to go to the thing where Spock is, three of them hold him back. And there's one guy that's below him.
Yes.
It's like he's sucking them off or something.
Oh.
It's weird. If you get a chance to watch that scene
Why
again.
would you do that?
Well, it was the drinker. Drinker pointed out. He pointed it out. I didn't notice it until he pointed it out. And I looked. I was like, what's that guy doing?
Yeah, waist height.
Yeah. Weird.
Maybe it was a hobbit.
Well, you know, they did have little people on the set because the way they did the warp engine tubes.
Yeah.
It was forced perspective. So the people in the back were actually midgets. Yeah, it wasn't that long. They had the tubes taper off, and then they had shorter and shorter people the further back you went in the warp conduit. So it looked like it was much further back than it actually was.
Yeah.
Okay, best Star Trek film, 2 or 3?
3.
1.
Oh,
1. You like 1?
Oh, you like the 1?
Oh, yeah.
2 or 3.
Masterpiece.
Well, I know yours is 6, isn't it? You like 6.
Well, just between 2 or 3, it's 2. But 3 is good.
Listen, I'll take any of them now for against any.
These are just masterpieces compared to what we've got now.
Yeah, the Search for God one I thought was a little weak when I saw it, but upon rewatch, I mean, they all hold up pretty well. I'm actually, man, give me any of them.
Well, the thing is, William Shatner should never have directed that one that he directed because it was obvious what he was trying, but he wasn't skilled enough to do it justice.
Yeah, Franco's right. The Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie.
They ran out of money to do.
They did.
Special effects technology.
But the acting was really hammy because nobody was reining in William Shatner, and it was William Shatner directing, so he was acting really over the top in that version. But you know, it's a shame really because it had a good idea for a Star Trek.
Nimoy got better and better and better throughout the series of movies.
He did.
The good thing about those movies, that was back in the day. You could go to a convention and you could meet people like Nicholas Meyer, who directed it. I met Steve Gawley, who built some of the models. When Outland came out, all the guys that built all the models for those, like, they were much more accessible. You'd go to conventions, like big business hadn't taken over Comic-Con yet. And so I just missed the day when you could go to a convention and pretty much meet everybody. I've met Shatner a few times and Nimoy and
in those days they used to just sit on a table and there was no box covering them. You could see them and you could see the queues that were forming, and you all had to just join the queue, and then when you get up to them you can talk to them for a bit. You didn't have to give them any money. Now the last one I went to, all the stars were in boxes, so you couldn't even see them. So, and I just thought that was a bit of an insult.
Walter Koenig was so, like, he returned the enthusiasm his fans would give you. He'd go, he'd have coffee with people. He would sit and talk for hours. Babylon 5 was first starting up, and man, you could hang out with him all day. He was amazing. George Takei was friendly too. That was before he got all weird.
I spoke to who's the woman that played Dale Arden in Flash Gordon?
Melanie Anderson.
Oh, Melody.
Yeah, she was just sitting there. Nobody was queuing up to see her. She was just sitting there looking. And I went up to her and I spoke for 30 minutes with her. Same thing with your pet Koto, Parker in Alien. He was just sitting there. Nobody wanted to see him. Do you know what I mean? And I went to, and I had a long conversation with him as well. Talk about Bond, talk about Alien. Do you know what I mean? So in those days, it was, do you know what, right? It was for the geeks. And I felt so special to be part of that world. Now everybody's a freaking
We
geek.
need to have a stream where you discuss who you've met.
Oh, Harry Dean Stanton. People thought he was like a visitor. Like he was just milling, like he looked almost homeless, but he was so cool. He's just milling about. Harry Dean Stanton was in line waiting to see the other movie stars. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember going there. Burt Reynolds was the special guest star, and it was huge to see Burt Reynolds. But Burt Reynolds wasn't in a box; he was just on a table with like this yellow jacket on, and people were shaking his hand. He was signing pictures. They weren't paying for those pictures. Those were the days, man. Today it's ridiculous.
Comic guys were like that too. You could get a custom sketch done for like $10, or buy something like. What was Mark Hamill charging for an autograph? $800.
$7.
That's
insane as well.
Yeah, that's insane.
Really.
I know Shatner had a phase, but once he realized that he owes everything about his career to the fans, he did a turnaround and he became really cool.
At the moment, you can get Shatner's autograph for $50 if you. $50 to his Hollywood Horses charity, and he will send you anywhere in the world an autograph for $50.
Really?
Wow!
Yeah,
I never
for
met
his horse charity.
I think
but I did see
$800 for a signature is ridiculous, because back in my day, you could buy a real human being for less than that. Never mind signature.
Okay. William Shatner is awesome, though. He is a ledge. Let's put it that way. He really
okay, we got one slide from. While we're here, we've got one slide from Sunday, which we'll do.
William Shatner. How old is he?
95.
He's looking good for 95, man.
This was last week, everybody.
Look at him.
He must have finally got a hair transplant, right? Because that's not a wig anymore, is it?
No, he got a thatch, didn't he? Basically, that's what he got. But listen, right? Yes, he was a pain in the ass when he first started as Captain Kirk, and he still is a pain in the ass. But I'm sorry, all the joy he gave me from Star Trek, I just salute him.
Yeah, he's our pain in the ass.
That is why I am tired hearing people shitting on Mark Hamill because of his politics, right? Keep politics out of it. Yeah. Mark Hamill brought me so much fun in my life just through them
Star
movies.
Wars, yeah.
And basically shaped my young life. Was such a huge part of my childhood. And if you don't like who he votes for, then then vote for somebody else. But shut up, fucking shut up. Right there we go. We can move on now.
So I will just say, guys, if you want Shatner's autograph, if you go to his Twitter account, it's there's a link for his Hollywood Horses charity. He will send you a personally signed autograph. It's not auto pen as well, apparently. So $50, I think, and delivery. I think that's pretty good, to be fair, if you want Shatner's.
I think they're embracing it, don't they? These stars embrace these cons now, don't they? In the old days, they used to think it was beneath them, but now they realize that one, there's a lot of money, and two, they can, people, will like them.
It's called horseshow.org. That's the URL. You want me to put it?
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of doing that myself because Mr. Shatner, hero,
Do you know the only time I saw William Shatner was because of Robert Burnett? When I met Robert Burnett at Cannes, he made that film, and he said he gave me a ticket to go.
Free Enterprise.
Yeah, the premiere. And when I went there, William Shatner went up on stage before the film started, and that's the only time I've ever seen him live. So yeah.
I got to meet Chuck Jones and Mel Blanc at a convention in the early 80s. I have a signed drawing of Duck Dodgers.
I met Mel Blanc. That was a long time ago, and I said to him, "Can you please just do a Bugs Bunny voice for me?" And when he did it, I swear it looked like he was dubbed right in front of me. Just so weird. Yeah.
Beady, what's up, Buck?
Maybe he had a tape for it. Maybe he couldn't do it. He just had a tape recorder reply. That'd be amazing to have met those two.
They hung out with us at that. That was It was Dragon Con in Atlanta, but it was what it was called before it was Dragon Con. And I actually volunteered there. They hung out with us all night for hours and hours in their hotel room. And they said, just send me your address and I'll mail you back a drawing.
Nice.
I remember Chuck Jones, he gave a talk and he was talking about the amount of frames when they made the Looney Tunes originally, the amount of frames they used to do to actually make a character move. And then when they were syndicated for TV, because there was so much, they had to lose some of the frames. That's why the cartoons don't look as good as the original Looney Tunes. That's what he was saying. But I didn't understand half of what he was saying, but
Well, isn't it 30 for film and 24?
No, not that. It's when they animate a character, they did more frames, so it was more smooth. Okay. But when they were syndicated for TV, they had to do it really fast. So that's why the animation doesn't look as good as the original Looney Tunes.
Okay. Yeah, it's called a telecine jitter. They have to interpolate the optical frames down to the refresh rate of the ASCII or NTSC standard.
Okay.
Or what you Brits use.
Happy belated birthday to Mr. Shatner, everybody. As I said, if you want his autograph, $50. Pretty good.
I've never met anybody good.
No.
Not even family.
What about us?
Well, I've not met you really. We were just on the internet. I met Mikkel Kessler, the boxer from Denmark, and I met Jimmy White, the snooker player. That's the kind of people I meet. I don't meet good people.
Here you go, folks. Ushbala wrenched Sport member for 1 month. Hi, Bruce. That's me. When are you starting Andor season 1?
God no. God no.
I need to ask certain people. I think if we do it, it's probably going to be after Andor season 2. We don't know yet. It's because it's so long and boring. We might need to kind of.
I don't think you'll have many takers.
Yeah.
Because nothing much happened in Andor season 1. Plus, you already done all the streams, didn't you?
Well, I did when it was out. I did the all the slides for episode 1. Didn't have any takers, so it just never happened. So.
Didn't you do Andor? Didn't we do Andor here? And
no, that's the only one we haven't done.
Why do I remember it then?
Don't
Help
know.
me. Am I having a stroke?
You're
No,
boomerang. You're
They
boomerang.
they did do a few of Andor, didn't they?
No,
You did do.
no, we're not done
Yeah.
Andor.
Yes, you have.
No,
You sure?
we've done
See, Mega's having a stroke as well.
done
I
everyone.
thought you did it.
Done everyone apart from Andor.
That's interesting. I thought you did it.
You don't have time to get it in before, I don't think.
Hey, can we do a stream about the hottest Hollywood actresses we've ever met?
That's been on the cards for like 3 years. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
We'll sort it at some point. Okay. That is it, folks. 2 hours 10. That flew by, folks. So thank you for turning up, listening to us old geezers going on about all this
Back in my day.
garbage. But,
Get off my lawn.
Thank you for the interaction and the super chat, folks. We will see you next time, probably Sunday. So I will thank the guest. Cheers, Ed.
No worries.
So Melvin of the Deeply. Cheers, Melvin.
Rune, before we go, I have a special announcement. I am quitting YouTube. I'm not going to be around. I've got Niat's stream coming up on Saturday for the thing. Yeah. And I've got Trevor's on Monday for Highlander. And that's me. I'm retired. It stopped being fun. So that's the end of it. I may come back occasionally for a stream if it's something good, but I'm sick of the outrage. I'm sick of seeing things I don't like. I'm sick of being triggered. I'm sick of seeing Donald Trump and fucking Shooty, and half the streams that I used to enjoy I now just do politics.
Yeah,
you know, and I've just they've sucked all the joy out of it, and I've had enough.
Okay, you've been missed, mate.
You're not going to be on X anymore, then.
They'll be around.
I'll be around for open bar because I gave my word on that. So
yeah, modern.
But aside from that, you're not going to be seeing much of me.
Okay. Istaphobos, cheers, my friend.
Thank you very much. Cheers yourself.
That is it, folks. We'll see you doing the modding of open bar tomorrow. Back on Sunday. Take care, everybody. Adios.
Ta-da.